Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, and welcome to Khan Global Studies. I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, Satish. Good evening, everyone. So, I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening. So, good evening and welcome to the session. We are going to start our daily current affairs session. And in today's session, the topics which we are going to talk about, the first topic is going to be about the PSLV C62. This is the first topic which we are going to talk about. I think you may have gone through the news that somehow this flight was not that much successful. Okay. But anyway, we are going to talk about this PSLV. We are going to talk about this Polar Synchronous Launch Vehicle. We will talk about this, that what is this launch vehicle, what has been its performance in the past, what are the types of engines which are being used in this PSLV. So that is the first topic. Second topic which we are going to talk about is the source code for mobiles. This is something new which has come up. Like last day on Sunday, there was a news by one of the very famous news agencies, Reuters. And then most of the Indian newspapers have published this. So we are going to talk about this one issue. What is source code for mobile phones? Then we are going to talk about this one editorial. We are going to talk about this one editorial with respect to the POCSO cases, prevention of children from sexual offences. So that is the third topic which we are going to talk about. The fourth one is about HPV vaccine in India, the human papilloma virus vaccine in India. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay. So let's start. Let's start with some questions first. We are going to start with some of the questions first. The first question here is, Great Barrier Reef is located in the northwestern part of Australia. Coral reefs hold more than 25% of marine biodiversity. Coral bleaching leads to immediate destruction of coral structure. So tell me, have you gone through the coral reef? Last day I have given you this one question also, that you have to revise about this coral bleaching. So I hope all of you have gone through this. A option from Prince Roshan. A option. A option from Pragya Verma also. A option. So let's look at this. When we look at the third statement, coral bleaching leads to immediate destruction of coral structure. This is incorrect. Coral bleaching may be somewhat harmful. Coral bleaching may lead to the vanishment of some of the coral reef. It may lead to a temporary phenomena where corals can be back in the later phase of time. But it doesn't mean the immediate loss of the coral reef structure. So this one is incorrect. Coral reef hold more than 25% of marine biodiversity. That is correct. It is located in the northeastern part of Australia, not the western part. So here the answer will be option number A. Nilgiri tar is the state animal of Tamil Nadu. It is listed as endangered in the IUCN Red List. It is mainly found in montane Shola grassland ecosystem. First part is incorrect. Point 2 is correct. Correct. So in the first question, the correct answer is option number A. Now we have the second question with respect to Nilgiri tar. So what should be the correct answer here? Nilgiri tar. First is saying it is the state animal of Tamil Nadu. Second is saying it is listed as endangered in the IUCN Red List. It is mainly found in montane Shola grassland ecosystem. B option, B option, C option. Now, if we look at this question, it is the state animal of Tamil Nadu, correct? Listed as endangered, correct? Mainly found in mountain, shore, grassland ecosystem. So all these three options are correct here. The correct answer will be C option, that is all three. Cryogenics engine use liquid hydrogen at ambient temperature for maximum thrust. Semi-cryogenic engine is going to be used in HRLV as the third stage engine. We have discussed about cryogenic and semi-cryogenic in our previous class. So here is question number 3. Question number 3, what should be correct? B option. B option is 2 only. A option, B option. Now, if we look at this one question, cryogenic engine use liquid hydrogen at ambient temperature. This is wrong. It is using it as cryogenic temperature. It is using it at cryogenic temperature minus 250 degrees Celsius. Semi-cryogenic engine is going to be used in HRLV as the third stage engine. This is incorrect. There will be use of cryogenic engine. There is going to be use of cryogenic engine. So it is not going to be semi-cryogenic. In the upper stage, in the last stage, in the third stage, there is going to be use of a cryogenic engine, not the semi-cryogenic. So here both options are incorrect. The correct answer is neither 1 nor 2. So answer here is option number D. So in this question, I think everyone is incorrect. So cryogenic, semi-cryogenic, why? I think you all are confused in this part of cryogenic and semi-cryogenic. Remember one thing, in the LMB, in LMB3, there is use of semi-cryogenic, possible use of semi-cryogenic, as strap-on boosters, So this semi-cryogenic might be getting used as a semi-cryogenic booster right now. There is no such use as the main engine. In future, when we are going to develop the next generation launch vehicle, there we might be using this semi-cryogenic engine. But as of now, in LMV3, the last stage is going to be our cryogenic engine. Okay. So this is one part. Now coming to this topic, PSLV C62. So this one was the topic in today's newspaper. First of all, sir, how many stages are there in HRLV and what are there? HRLV has got 3 stages: solid, liquid and cryogenic. It is same as LVM. It is same as LVM. It is just that it has been made keeping in mind its safety for human missions. HRLV is nothing but simply a human rated launch vehicle. A human rated launch vehicle means a vehicle which is safe for human flights. So it is LVM3 only, but just in a manner that it is safe for humans. That is the only difference. Now we are coming to this one thing, PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. Launch vehicle. When we talk about this is the most successful. This is something which is the most successful launch vehicle of ISRO. However, in the recent times, we see that it has not been successful on 2 incidences. In the last 2 years, it has been unsuccessful in 2 incidences. Like today also, it was not successful. In total, 64 flights till date. Flights till date. There has been 64 flights of this PSLV till date, and most of the time, this one vehicle has been largely successful. This one vehicle has been largely successful. When we talk about this PSLV, it is having 4-stage engine. This is having 4-stage engine. Can you tell me what are there in 4-stage engine? Is there solid or liquid phase or cryogenic phase? Can you tell me, in the PSLV, there are 4-stage engines. So how they are getting arranged in PSLV? In case of Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, how are the engines arranged? Like, what is the configuration? Reusable launch vehicle is entirely different. RLVs, like, they are different. HRLV is human rated launch vehicle. So there is this one thing. When we talk about PSLV, it is having 4-stage engine. So out of those 4 stages, what is the configuration? Solid, liquid, solid, liquid. 4 stages. Okay. So that is correct. We have got alternate solid, liquid, solid and liquid. So these are the 4 stages of this PSLV. When we talk about its capacity, when we talk about the capacity of this, in the geotransfer orbit, it can take a load up to 1450 kg. And in case of low Earth orbit, normally around 1750 to 1860 kg. Depends on the variant. But on an average, 1750 kg to 1860 kg. It depends on how many boosters are used. But this is the capacity. This is the capacity of the PSLV, at 1750 to 1860 kg in low Earth orbit and up to 1450 kg in this part of this geotransfer orbit. Now, can you tell me some of the very famous missions in which we have used this PSLV? Can you tell me some of the famous missions where we have used this PSLV? Like normally we are using it for the satellite launches in low Earth orbit. But there are certain very famous missions because of this. There are some of the very major missions of this PSLV. Can you name a few of them? Like there is one mission, Chandrayaan 1. Chandrayaan 1. This was a mission through PSLV. Chandrayaan 1 is one of the mission which has been carried out through PSLV. Astrosat, India's first observatory, India's first space-based observatory. It is also by this PSLV. No. Chandrayaan 2 and 3. Chandrayaan 2 and 3 has used GSLV. Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 2 and 3, they have used GSLV, not PSLV. Okay. Then, when we talk about this, we have this one mission called as Aditya L1. Aditya L1. So, this is also one mission which has been launched using this PSLV. Then you will also find that there is a very famous mission called as Mangalyaan. There is a very famous mission called as Mangalyaan. So this Mangalyaan is also something which has been executed using the PSLV. So in all these missions, in all these major missions of ISRO, there has been use of the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. So it has been one of the most successful launch vehicles Now in its 64th flight, it was supposed to carry near about 16 satellites here. But somehow this mission has not been successful that much. So we will talk about this later also, tomorrow also, that what went wrong. This could not be successfully executed. But this has been one of the major successful launch vehicles of India. Now tell me one more thing, one question from all of you. There is one vehicle called as SSLV. SSLV, Small Satellite Launch Vehicle. So can you tell me what is the capacity of this? What is the capacity of this vehicle? And what are the types of engines here? When we talk about the SSLV, then what type of engines are being used and what is the capacity of this vehicle? See, when we talk about SSLV, let me give you a comparison. The turnaround time is 72 hours. Means within 72 hours, we can launch another SSLV. Within 72 hours, we can launch another SSLV. In case of PSLV, the turnaround time is near about 60 hours. The turnaround time in case of PSLV is near about 60 hours. But in case of this SSLV, it is roughly around 72 hours. Sorry, in PSLV, it is 60 days, not hours, 60 days. Once you have launched one PSLV, if you have to launch another one, you have to wait for a minimum of 2 months. But in case of SSLV, it can be ready within 3 days. Within 3 days. When we talk about the capacity of this SSLV, it is from 10 kg to 500 kg, not 40 kg. 10 kg to 500 kg, all three solid engines. All three solid engines. So this is another thing which has come up in the recent time, SSLV, Small Satellite Launch Vehicle. Engine is 3. There are 3 solid stage engines. There are 3 solid stage engines. Capacity is 10 to 500 kg. Okay. You will find that this is also having a velocity trimming module. It is also having a velocity trimming module. What is the role of this? To adjust velocity. This is there to adjust velocity for placing a satellite. For placing a satellite in its orbit. So here we are having this one SSLV also. There is PSLV also. So these are the 2 major parts, plus we have the GSLV also, which we have discussed in our last session. Now let's come to the second part. Let's come to this second article. Government seeks the source code of mobile phones. Now can you tell me anyone from engineering background? It is called as Vikas engine. No, Vikas engine is the name of the liquid engine which is being used by the PSLV. In Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, we are using a liquid engine which is called as Vikas engine. The liquid engine has been called as Vikas engine. Now tell me one thing. Anyone from you who is from engineering background or computer science background? Anyone from engineering background? No. जब होंगे भी तो भी बोलेंगे नहीं. Yes. So tell me one thing. What is source code? Tell me one thing. What is source code of mobile phones? Now what is there? There is an allegation. There is one news channel. There is one news agency, Reuters. Now this news agency claimed, now there was a claim that Indian government, it said that Indian government have asked for source code from mobile phone manufacturers. Mobile phone manufacturers. So there was a news article last day. There was a news article last day that government has asked for source code from mobile phone manufacturers. Now here the question is this, that what exactly is a source code? That when we talk about the source code, what exactly is this? What exactly is source code? Okay, there is one answer that it is an ID generated for storing additional memory location. Storing address in memory location. Okay, anything else? Anything else apart from this? Now, if you want to understand it in a layman's term, that what exactly is a source code for any software, like for any operating system, or like when we are talking about for any operating system, or software, if we are talking about source code, then for any operating system or a software, it is basically like a detailed recipe which computers have to follow. Okay. It is a set of instructions which the computer has to follow. Okay. This is basically a set of instructions to be followed. Basically, you can compare it comparable to DNA of a cell. It is something which is comparable to DNA of a cell. Like in case of a human body or in case of any living organism, the cell is having the DNA. The cell is having the DNA, which is a source of information about everything. About the strength, about the weakness. If we want to make any change to the cell, then DNA is the key. In the same manner, if we want to update anything in the mobile phone, source code is the key. If we want to know about all of its functioning, all of its ability, so then the source code is the key to all of these things. Okay. So a key to the entire recipe or the blueprint of the operating system or the mobile or the device or the software. So it has all the information. It has all the information. It is basically a code for the software. Okay. It is like the DNA of it. It is DNA of any of the digital tool which we are using. It is the DNA of the digital tool which we are using in our day-to-day life. Now, in this context, remember one thing, there was this claim, but then Government of India has said that we have not demanded anything like this. Okay. Government of India has said that this is a fake news. Government of India has said that this is something which is a fake news. There is no such demand. There is no such demand of this source code by the Indian government. Basically, government has said that we are in consultation. There is a consultation. There is a consultation for safety with every stakeholder. So government has said that there is a consultation which is going on with respect to the stakeholders, and we are not demanding anything like that, anything like source code. from any of the operator, any of the mobile manufacturer or any such company. That is the claim of the government. But there are certain demands which has been highlighted in the newspaper. There are certain demands which have been highlighted in the newspaper that government may ask the companies to perform certain things. First thing is the background permission restriction. First thing is the background permission restriction. Nowadays you might have seen that many of the apps, they are tracking you even when you are not using those apps directly. Sometimes there are some location based services. Sometimes there are some location based services which are continuously tracking your movement. Like suppose that you have started going to any market, any of the jewelry shop, any of the movie hall, any of the like restaurant or any place. So they are continuously tracking you. They're continuously looking at your location, and on the basis of that, they start giving you suggestions. They start giving you some advertisements. So this is one thing which is done by many of the applications. They are tracking your activities even when you have not opened up them. Even when that application is not open in your mobile phones, still they are tracking you. Okay. So I have a question for different operating system codes are different. Yes, for different operating system, source codes are going to be different. Source codes are going to be different for different operating systems. Okay. But for one mobile phone, there will not be that much difference. Majority of the things will be same. Like suppose that you are purchasing an iPhone of 17 series. So all the iPhone 17 series, they will have the basic things common among all of them. There will be some specific things, but most of the other things will remain common. It's not that for every single user, there will be a different source code. Majority of the things will be same, only a few difference will be there. So there is this background permission restriction. It says that there should be also be a periodic malware scanning. Periodic malware scanning. So that is also something which has been said there, that there will be a periodic malware scanning in the mobile phones, so that if there is any such malware, it can be easily detected. So that is another thing which government is going to mandate. Okay. Third thing, which is somewhat controversial. This is one such thing which has been controversial, and government has said that they have not been demanding it. It says that for any major update, government must be notified. Government must be notified. Although this is something which government says that we are not demanding it, but there are news coming up that there is a demand from the government on this issue. Okay. So this is the first thing. What is source code? Now there is something called as open source platform. Can you tell me what is open source platform? Any idea about this? There is one term which is there, open source platform. What is open source platform? Any idea about this? What is open source platform? Any idea about this? What is open source platform? What is this concept of open source platform? What is open source platform? Free to all. Basically the thing is that the source code the source code is accessible by all. For use, modification, distribution, etc. Means this is open for everyone. Anyone can take this software and do some modification in it, and after doing that modification they can distribute it also. So open source platforms are like those platforms which is open for everyone. Okay. So no, it's not that the data is collected at all where code is available to modification and update. Yes, correct. Where the code is available to all, it can be modified, it can be updated, it can be distributed. So that is called as open source platform or open source software. So these are the two things which are there from science and tech part. Now coming to this one article which is there, which is basically an editorial. This is one such editorial which we have today. Okay. Now many a times we are having this one concern that in case of India, the justice system is too much slow. There is always this one complaint that there is delay in justice. This is one of the common criticism. There is a common criticism of Indian judiciary that there is a delay in justice. There is one thing called as delay in justice. There is one thing called as delay in justice. But what we see that in the recent times, there has been a different change. There has been a faster access to justice in POCSO case. Okay. In POCSO case. Like just to give you an idea that how much cases were getting completed. How much cases were getting completed? Let me give you an idea between 2019 to 2025. In 2019, what we see that there is disposal of 11% cases. There is disposal of 11% cases. Now, at the same time, in 2021, there was disposal of 71% cases. There was disposal of 71% cases. In 2023, there is disposal of 90% of the cases. In 2025, there is disposal of 109% of cases. There is disposal of this 109% of the cases. What is the meaning of 109%? Means, suppose that in 2025, total 80,000 cases were registered, around 80,000 cases were registered, and there was disposal of more than 87,000 cases. Means some of the previous cases were also settled in the year of 2025. So there is a disposal of 109% of cases in 2025 in case of POCSO matters. In case of POCSO matter, the prevention of children from sexual offences. In POCSO cases, there has been disposal of 109%. Disposal of 109% cases. Now the question is how? How this has been possible? How this has been possible that we have got this 109% cases disposal in 2025. Okay. So here you will find that there are 400 fast track courts. There are 400 fast track courts dedicated to POCSO. 400 fast track courts dedicated to POCSO, cases. There are 400 fast track courts which are dedicated to this POCSO cases. And like up to September 2025, up to September 2025, there has been disposal of 3,50,000 cases by these courts. Disposal of 3,50,685 cases by these courts. So these courts have been playing an instrumental role. These courts have been playing an instrumental role in disposal of the cases. Okay. Per month. Okay. If we compare general court, and fast track court, what we see that they are solving near about 3.26 cases per month, whereas a fast track court is solving near about 9.51 cases per month. 9.51 cases per month. So when we talk about the fast track courts, they are running really fast. They have been able to solve more cases. Now, if this is the picture, then it looks good. It should be good part. When we look at this, we are seeing that more and more cases are getting solved. So this is certainly a good thing. But then there is a challenge here. What is the challenge? The emerging challenge. What is the emerging challenge? The emerging challenge is this, that the conviction rate has declined. Conviction rate declined from 35%. Okay. Like earlier it was 35% to 29%. There is a decline of the conviction rate from 35% to 29%. And you may think that it is just a 6%. Okay. You may think that it is just like a 6% decrease. But since we are solving more cases, so we should be having more and more convictions. There is solution for more cases, so there should be naturally a higher level of conviction. If we go by proportion, then what should be the ideal conviction rate? The ideal conviction rate in this part should have been 45%. This was something which was there in 2019, and here this is the figure in 2025. It is 2023. So when the conviction rate is falling down, it is a matter of concern. And especially in the cases of child related crimes, it is a more of matter of concern. Why? See, these are cases related to crime against children. These are cases which need more time because children are more sensitive in nature. They are more sensitive in nature. They have to be trained for facing the trial. They have to be trained for giving the proper answers in the court or judiciary or for the police team or the investigation team. So this is one thing. The courts are moving up fast. There is a faster disposal of cases, but the cases are going down. sorry, the conviction is going down, which is a matter of concern for justice for the children. For the children, there is no such need of that much fast disposal of cases. It should be fast, but it should be not in a hasty manner. It doesn't have to be done in a hasty manner just to look good on book. We have to dispose of the cases. So that is one concern which has been highlighted with respect to fast track courts. Okay. So in the case of this in 2024, if we give you 2024 figure, if I give you 24 figure, conviction rate is just 19%. The conviction rate in 2024 is just 19%. Okay. So it is falling further lower. It is further lower. In case of this fast track courts, in the case of fast track courts, in the case of 2024, the conviction rate is 19%. So it is going further down. In 2025, what is the conviction rate? It has not been updated yet by the NCRB. In future, you might be able to get this, that how much conviction rate in 2025. But as of now, in 2024, the conviction rate is just at 19%. So that is further a matter of concern with respect to justice for the young ones, justice for the children. I hope this part is clear, that it's fine that justice delayed is justice denied, but in case of a hasty justice, the justice is denied anyways. So that is the issue with fast track code. Okay. In the mains part, in the mains exam, you will find that in judiciary paper, if there is a question on POCSO or if there is a question on judicial rates or backlog of cases, so you can put this point. So 9.51 per month, then how it solved 3 lakh cases? So it is not just for one, it is not just for one court. If you look at this, for one court on an average, if you look at this for one court, this is on an average 10 cases per month. 10 cases per month. And court here means fast track courts are established. So in fast track courts, there may be more than one judge. So you are calculating it, just you may be simply multiplying it 400 into 9 into 12. How it will reach that much? Okay. If you are going through that simple calculation, you will not be able to find it. Because when we talk about court, it means the judge who is presiding over. So in one fast track courts, there can be more than one judge, and each of them is called as one court. So don't just go for simple mathematics in solving it. And 3 lakh cases, that was a sum up of 2019 to 2025. That was for 6 years. That was for approximately 6 years. Now coming to one last topic, that is the HPV vaccine. So there is this one disease, there is this one virus called as the human papilloma virus. Now this human papilloma virus, if we look at this, this is considered as the major cause. It is considered as major cause of cervical cancer. And when we talk about the cervical cancer, if we look at this is the second common or second major cancer among women in India. This is the second major or common cancer among women in India. So this is one thing, like this around major cause of cervical cancer, like 99% of cervical cancer is caused by HPV. Okay. So human papilloma virus, this is a major cause of cervical cancer and it is transmitted through sexual contact. Now see this one such thing, that 90% of cases and death are occurring in low and middle income countries. So when we are talking about the cervical cancer, it doesn't have the equal burden for everyone. Cervical cancer cases are most common among those countries which are lower and middle income countries. Countries where there is lack of awareness about it, plus at the same time lack of vaccines for the prevention of the cervical cancer. In these two countries, there are common cases of cervical cancer. Sir, will you take classes on the new foundation batch of UPSC and attending these classes? See, we are daily having these classes. Pragya Verma, we are having these classes daily. We are having these classes Monday to Friday. So if you go through this and magazine, that will be sufficient for you. Now, if we talk about this issue of cervical cancer, are there any vaccines for this prevention? Are there any vaccines for prevention of cervical cancer? Are there some vaccines for this cervical cancer or this vaccines for HPV? So answer is yes. We have vaccines like Gardasil. We have vaccines like Cervavax, Cervarix. So there are certain common vaccines which are available for the purpose of this human papilloma virus. We have some of the common vaccines which are available for the purpose of this human papilloma virus. So this is one thing, like this is a vaccine preventable disease and still it is rising. It is rising. It is mostly affecting women. Mostly affect women. Mostly affect women. But see, but can affect men too. So there can be a cervical cancer, there can be a cancer due to this HPV in men too. The men can also be impacted because of HPV, but HPV related cancer is most common among women. And cervical cancer, which occurs in the cervix, it occurs in the cervix wall of the vagina. So there it is most common and it is the second leading cause of cancer in India. So we have this Cervarix and Cervavac. Now if you look at this one article, it is talking about the study of Denmark. It is talking about the study of Denmark. So that is not important from our examination point of view. From our exam point of view, the only thing which is important, that what is HPV, who is affected, what type of cancer it causes, what is the prevalence of that cancer, are there any vaccines available for it or not. Okay. So generally we see that women are impacted. It causes the cervical cancer. It is a vaccine preventable disease. Gardasil, Cervavax, Cervarix are some of the common vaccines which are available for this HPV. Okay. Vaccine can be given to men also, but in case of men, it is not that much common. It is not that much common. So majority of the vaccine is for women. Cervavac is India's first fully indigenously developed vaccine. है, बिल्कुल correct. Okay. So Sarvavac, this is the indigenous version of the vaccine. Sarvavac, this is the indigenous. Sarvavac, this is the indigenous. Means this is a vaccine which is at local level, which can be given to the people for prevention of this cervical cancer. Okay. So that is one thing, college, HPV and cervical cancer. So these were the topics for today. There is this one topic of PSLV C62. You may be aware about this, that this mission was not successful, but we will talk about this in the next session also. Yes, Nilu, please. फ्राइडे के लिए I didn't collect what was the issue on Friday. On Thursday, see, basically the thing was, on Thursday there was this interview panel, and I have to participate in that interview panel, so that's why your classes were not there. That is the only thing, like on Thursday and Wednesday. Sub-unit type of vaccine. Shilpa, I would have to check about this. Okay. Hello, I would be regular in this week. I think in this week we don't have any such thing, so we would be regular throughout this week and in next week also, in upcoming days also. So thank you everyone. Let's meet in the next session then, and then we will talk about more current affairs. Thank you, take care, and all the best. Thank you.